The sea called to Elara in a language older than words. It was a pull in her blood, a melody only she could hear, carried on the salt-kissed wind that buffeted her small coastal village, while other girls her age dreamed of marrying fishermen or running the local bakery. Elara dreamed of the deep. She collected shells not for their beauty, but as forgotten keys. She learned the names of currents and constellations, not from books, but from the whispered secrets of the waves. Her grandmother, a woman with eyes the color of weathered driftwood and a mind full of old tales, would warn her, "The ocean gives, and the ocean takes, child. It loves too fiercely. To dream of being its creature is to dream of forgetting the sun." But Elara couldn't stop. Every night she'd stand on the jagged cliff behind her cottage, watching the silver path the moon painted on the water, yearning for it. She'd imagine the weightlessness, the silent blue world, the dance of the bioluminescent jellyfish. She didn't just want to visit that world. She wanted to belong to it. Her 17th birthday arrived under a sky bruised with twilight clouds. A storm was brewing, but Elara felt no fear, only a strange, electric anticipation. She went to her cliff, as always, the wind whipping her hair like a dark banner. A flash of lightning, closer than any before, lit the world in stark white. The thunder that followed was not a rumble, but a crack, a sound of the very sky splitting. The ground beneath her feet, sodden and unstable, gave way. Elara fell. It was not a fall into air, but into cold, shocking embrace. The waves, wild and tumultuous, swallowed her whole. Instead of panic, a surreal calm settled over her. This was it. This was how it would end. Not as a mermaid, but as a sacrifice to the thing she loved most. As she sank, her vision dimming, she saw a light below, not the reflective surface, but a soft, ethereal glow from the abyss. A figure emerged from the light, a woman with hair like flowing kelp, and a tail that shimmered with the colors of abalone shell. Her eyes held the depth of millennia. She was the image from every story, every desperate daydream. The mermaid reached out, not with hands, but with a thought, a feeling that flooded Elara's mind. "You have called for so long. We have heard. The choice is yours. Breathe the air and return to the world above, or breathe the sea and join us. But choose now, for the threshold will close." There was no choice. Elara, her lungs burning, her heart beating its last frantic beats for air, opened her mouth, but it was not a gasp she made. It was an acceptance. She inhaled the sea. It was not the choking, brutal flood she expected. It was cool and clear and rich, filling her with a vitality she had never known. A searing pain shot through her legs, a feeling of bones melting and reshaping, of skin stretching and transforming. She watched, wide-eyed, as her simple cotton dress dissolved into the water, and in its place, from her waist down, grew a tail. It was long and powerful, its scales the color of the midnight sky, with flecks of silver, like her cliff-top view of the stars. The burning pain subsided, replaced by a thrilling, thrumming strength. She flicked her new tail, her tail, and shot forward, the water flowing over her skin like silk. She could hear everything: the clicking conversation of shrimp, the low song of a whale miles away, the mournful groan of the sinking ship above. She could see the subtle shifts in pressure and temperature, the world painted in 1,000 shades of blue she never knew existed. The mermaid who had found her smiled, a gesture that conveyed welcome, joy, and a hint of sadness. Her voice, when it came, was like the ringing of a crystal bell, held to the ear. "I am Neri. Welcome, sister. Your longing was your siren song. Now, you are home." Elara tried to speak, but her voice was gone. In its place was a new ability, a resonance in her chest that formed a complex, beautiful melody. She was singing, and the water around her shimmered with the vibration. Neri joined her, their voices weaving a duet that drew curious fish and painted the water with light. They swam, they raced with dolphins, their laughter silent bubbles that spiraled toward the distant sun. They wove through forests of kelp that reached for the surface like cathedral pillars. They explored the ruins of a forgotten city where stone giants slept under a blanket of coral and anemones. Elara touched everything, her new senses drinking in the wonder. She was faster than she ever imagined, freer than she ever dreamed. But as the initial euphoria faded, a new feeling crept in, subtle at first, then persistent. It was a hollow ache, a memory of warmth. She saw a shaft of sunlight piercing the water and remembered the feel of it on her skin. She saw a wooden crate, its slats rotting away, and remembered the smell of her grandmother's baking, of warm bread and dry land. She tried to sing of this feeling to Neri, her melody turning wistful, minor. Neri listened, her ancient eyes understanding. The price of the deep is the memory of the sun, she sang back, her tone gentle. It is the way, the longing fades. The land world forgets you, and you, in time, forget it. And in that moment, Elara understood her grandmother's warning. She had gained her greatest dream, but she was losing the context of it. The girl who had yearned for this on the cliff was fading, and with her, the memories of warm blankets, of her grandmother's stories told by the fire, of the taste of rain on her tongue. She was a mermaid. The dream was real, but it was not a simple trade. It was a transformation that demanded the entirety of herself. Elara looked up toward the undulating mirror of the surface, a world away. Then she looked at Neri, her new sister, and the breathtaking, endless blue that was now her home. A slow, sad, and yet accepting melody rose in her throat. She had chosen wonder and magic and the deep. And in doing so, she had chosen to let the girl on the cliff become a memory, a ghost story whispered by those who might still remember her name. With a powerful sweep of her silver-starred tail, she turned from the sun and followed Neri deeper into the twilight. Her new song, a bittersweet lament for a self she was losing, and a triumphant hymn for the self she had become. She was home and she was forever lost, and in the perfect silent blue, that was enough. The end. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.